Hello, everybody. The show is Appeal to Reason, and you can find it on YouTube and Rumble. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to go ahead and discuss some of the hysteria that the Democrats and the legacy media have been having this week over Elon Musk and the role that he played in slowing down that hideous omnibus bill that went through the House of Congress and later through the Senate. It was slowed down by a couple days. I think it eventually passed on the third vote. But the Democrats came out with some talking points in regards to Musk and seems like a script. And basically the legacy media took it and ran with it as they normally do, which is no surprise there. So I wanted to point out some of that hypocrisy that I saw. You could pick almost any of these people in the media to point out and show as an example for this. It could be Jake Tapper or, Don Lemon for what his opinion is worth nowadays, or Van Jones on CNN. But the one I wanted to go with is Erin Burnett over on CNN. So let's take a look at what she had to say in her response to Musk and what he did. And then I will go ahead and address some of the hypocrisy that I see in the video and also some of the weak points that I feel like she made.
Out front tonight, the breaking news. The U.S. closer to a government shutdown at this hour. A House vote moments ago failing. And it comes after Elon Musk blew up a deal that was headed for passage. The world's richest man right now holding the country hostage. It's all him calling the shots, it seems. The government shutdown could be just over 24 hours away, and Capitol Hill is scrambling right now after Trump's self-proclaimed first buddy torpedoed the deal that had been months in the making. Democrats and Republicans had finally agreed to a deal. They were ready to go and go home for the holiday. But then Elon came in, heard about it, and tweeted 92 times about the bill since 4 a.m. yesterday morning. 92 times. Tweet after tweet before Trump ever mentioned the deal. Now, a person who is not elected and who has never been elected has just blown up a bipartisan bill to fund the entire U.S. government. Musk's newfound power is stunning some on Capitol Hill today.
He's president and Trump is now vice president. I think that's clear.
All of a sudden, we have an outside influence who believes, I think he is president, and that's President Musk.
Now, that's one view. Another view is that some are branding him a hero, trying to officially give him the power that he hasn't been elected to have. Senator Rand Paul tweets, the Speaker of the House need not be a member of Congress. Nothing would disrupt the swamp more than electing Elon Musk. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, ready to enter the scrum, responding to Paul, quote, I'd be open to supporting Elon Musk for Speaker of the House. Now, just to give you a sense of how fast this is all unraveling for the current Speaker, Mike Johnson, who spent months working on a spending deal and getting it over the finish line. Just 2 days ago, Marjorie Taylor Greene said this about Johnson when she was asked if she'd support him as Speaker in the next Congress.
I'm not answering your ridiculous question. I've already said publicly that I'm supporting.
Yeah, well, times change, a day passes, and guess what? Elon Musk should be Speaker, says she. Well, Musk does not have time to be Speaker, much less President. He is spending, in fact, an inordinate amount of time on X, or Twitter, as many refer to it. He currently sends dozens of tweets a day. He does not even have time to actually even be CEO. According to one Tesla investor, Ross Gerber, quote, having your CEO not working at your company and working at the job of having to fire government employees is I'm a shareholder. I'm paying someone to not work for my company. Now, look, of course, Musk is not actually firing government employees yet. He's just spending more than 20 hours a day tweeting about doing it and about various other things. The New York Times found 1 week in September that almost a third of Musk's 171 posts were false, misleading, or missing vital context. And now his tweets have caused a deal that took months of negotiating between Democrats and Republicans to implode. And part of what's so bizarre about this last-minute blow-up is that both Musk and Trump spent the day with Speaker Johnson this past weekend at the Army-Navy game. I mean, they were all together. They were all hanging out. None of this came up. No one had any, oh gosh, hey, we're going to just blow up the government next week. No, they were all friends, lovey-dovey. They could have talked about it. But Musk waited till the final hours to come.
All right, so she talks about misleading here. And so she's being misleading herself. The bill was dropped less than 24 hours before they were set to vote on it. So this is one of the strategies that our government uses, that our Congress uses, is they wait until there's no time that anyone could possibly read the bill, and then they throw it on the desk and they're like, all right, let's vote on it. Remember Nancy Pelosi famously said when they were voting on Obamacare, we have to pass the bill to find out what's in it. It's like, okay, Nancy, I think that all that Botox that you've been getting into your face, I think some of it's probably gotten into your bloodstream, and I think it might be settled in your brain, because that's the only thing that I can really come to rectify that kind of thinking. So yeah, and can you hear the contempt in her voice where she's calling it Twitter, she was not calling it X. She's really feeling salty and bitter about the fact that people aren't trusting CNN for news anymore. X has become the predominant news source that Americans are using to, get their information from now. And she hates it. She wants the control. These people in the legacy media, they want the control so that they can, make all the Democrat talking points for that party. And they don't want you to elect Donald Trump ever again. So they hate that X has emerged as this source of information for people. And they don't think you're smart enough. They don't think I'm smart enough to be deciding for myself what's true and what's not. They want us to just be brainwashed from what they have to say. And also this thought about billionaires swaying public opinion. They had no problem with billionaires swaying public opinion before. They've never had a problem with George Soros backing up the money truck and, getting these horrible DAs all over the country elected that, these defund the police, these, no cash bail type people that just let people onto the streets, like 24 hours after they commit a crime, and then they're just back out there committing crimes. Sometimes it's even shorter than that. They're just in for a couple hours, and then the same guy will commit like 3 robberies in a day because this DA refuses to hold these people in custody so that they can actually, be prosecuted. And then they don't have any problem with Jeff Bezos either. The guy owns the Washington Post. This is a newspaper that's supposed to be the news, but it's just a left-wing rag that is a propaganda arm of the Democrat Party. And they don't have any problem with Jeff Bezos. What is he, the 3rd richest man or the 2nd richest man in the world? They don't have any problem with him and his, support of the Democrat Party. But now that Musk has, thrown some of his weight around, and does it really have that much to do with his money? Sure, he bought Twitter, which they hate that he has X now, and he's created this, free information platform. They wanted that monopoly. They wanted the tech, monopoly to control everything that comes out, and they wanted the FBI to continue to work with them and decide, oh, the Hunter laptop story needs to be blocked because it's Russian disinformation, even though that was a complete and utter lie. And another thing, do you think these politicians voted against the bill just because Elon Musk was tweeting about it? I don't think so. He doesn't have that kind of money. He has a lot of money, but even with him fully supporting Donald Trump this election, Kamala Harris still had almost 3 times as much money as he did. She spent over $1 billion and still went into debt afterwards. So the money is still on the Democrats' side heavily. And what it was is Musk brought this to a lot of people's attention, and then everyone started talking about it, and everyone started calling their congressmen, and they were saying, hey, if you vote yes for this, I am going to not vote for you next time around. And so, and the reason that the people were, skeptical of the bill is because it was a horrible bill. It's going to increase the debt. We're going to keep at the same level of spending, which gives us $2 trillion every year. And which means they just have to print more money, which what does printing more money do? It causes more inflation, which is what's killing our country right now. It's killing all of us, blue collar workers out here. Anyone but the wealthy people are affected by it. And it's a huge portion of every average American's income. And we know that inflation is basically a hidden tax. And that's got to be the reason why they keep pushing more and more inflation and causing more and more inflation. It seems like the only logical explanation when someone keeps doing something and you see the result of what they've done, you can infer that their motive was to cause that thing. It's a perfect way to get this hidden tax on people that people don't even realize is going to affect them. There's a great quote from Thomas Sowell on this. I'm going to read it for you, and that'll close out the video. So here it is from Thomas Sowell. Inflation is a quiet but effective way for the government to transfer resources from the people to itself without raising taxes. So yeah, that's it. That's why people were against it. And that's why it's really unfortunate that our government officials cannot get it together and cannot balance the budget. They can't make any hard decisions, it seems like. And hopefully next year when Trump takes over and we get more of a majority in Congress and a little bit more, and then a majority in the Senate, hopefully we can get some things done and actually, DOGE can make some lasting changes in our government. But that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe. Share the video with your friends and smash that notification button so that you will be notified when I post more content for you. Thank you for your time and attention.